Hey Cluckers, welcome back to the channel. We're finally doing a spooky scare here in the UK. Where are we? Yorkshire Scaregrounds. Scaregrounds even. Let's go. So we're just entering what seems to be quite a big queue to get into the attraction. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about this. There's about 6 or 7 mazes there.
Oh, what have we got here? Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice guy there. A nice guy.
So, about that. It looks like I'm not going to be able to show you anything from actually inside any of the mazes or the scare zones. Not even to review each one as we went through. It's all done on a linear path, so this one we're going to have to get a little bit creative to give you an idea of what Yorkshire Scaregrounds is about. First of all, I'm going to show you the trailer from their website. So hopefully their trailer gives you an idea of what attractions are offered as part of the event. I personally actually wish I'd seen this trailer before going in, because it really would have helped distinguish the mazes a bit more for me. But before I review our experiences in the mazes, I just wanted to talk about the cost and gaining entry to the event. So it's my first visit to Yorkshire Scaregrounds. You could call me a bit of a virgin, I guess. And if I hadn't been with friends who were seasoned pros, I'd have headed to the website to book. And I did. However, the website was telling me that it was sold out event that night. Once again, without my friends, that would have been enough to put me off and I'd have stayed home. However, what they knew that I didn't know is that you can pay on the door. So is it more expensive paying on the door, I hear you say? Well, yes it is, but it's 4 pence more. 4 pence! Tickets online that night would have been £29.96. We paid £30. So paying on the door, slightly more expensive, but it also meant we skipped the queue. So don't be put off if you're going on the website and it says it's sold out, because you may be able to pay on the door. Now, I am going to give you a full review of the event and let you know whether it was worth the money. But before I do, just want to make you aware, once you come out of the actual mazes, you do enter kind of an entertainment area. That's where most of today's footage is going to come from. I'm going to show you some stuff there that happened to us while we were chilling out in this area first.
So Dale's been robbed by a scare actor.
Which one?
That one!
With the green head. By the archer bent down.
How does it feel being mugged off by an actual scare actor?
I knew it happened one day, but not today. I'm fuming. Coming back. I don't know if that one. Which one? This one. Have you got my phone? Have you got my phone? Your phone? My phone. It's still up. Have you got my phone or not? Are you moving me up? It's there. Have I just confused the ghost? I do apologize. Funny that. Sorry. Turns out, friends. Should have him. Bastard.
Good, isn't it?
Hello, Liam. What do you mean with your name? It's Liam, isn't it? gamester.
So that's enough of us, on to the review. So going in, I didn't like the idea of having to do all the mazes and zones in a linear path with no breaks for food or drinks. But I've got to be honest, I was wrong. By sending it out this way, you're guaranteed to at least experience every maze and every zone. You won't miss anything, which has happened to me several times elsewhere. And the way they were set out with no breaks just kept the suspense building and building, no break in your immersion or the experience as a whole. I also wanted to say before I go in deep that the theming in every area of the experience was top quality. The sets were on fine form, animatronics were cool where they were used, and the costuming team understood the assignment, with every actor looking absolutely incredible. After visiting Halloween Horror Nights, I genuinely worried my next UK scare attraction would pale in comparison on all levels, but Scaregrounds delivered when it came to set pieces, atmosphere and costuming. However, what I did miss was the power of storytelling that you usually experience at other scare mazes. Firstly, there didn't seem to be much signposting as to when you were leaving one maze or zone and entering a new one. The first scare maze, which I assume was Die Glock, but once again, I can't confirm as there's no signposting, did have an intro video that gave you the story for the maze. But after that, I don't think I saw another one, and there was no other storytelling to be seen. After watching the trailer and looking on Logrise, I can't actually pinpoint when we went through a couple of the scare zones, as although they had amazing atmosphere, they didn't seem different from each other. Now, although the event was advertised as sold out, I thought we had a fantastic batching process where on several occasions our group of 4 entered a maze or scare zone on our own. We could also take our time and absorb all the theming without being rushed. But while this is excellent, it also highlighted to me that some of the zones and mazes really needed a few more actors with several sections of dead space. But ultimately these are issues and me being hypercritical. Did the mazes necessarily need storytelling? Maybe not. The theming, the use of smell pods and animatronics held everything together. I just feel like I needed either more storytelling to tell each maze apart or more signposting that you're entering something new and what that is. If you rate the full experience as one thing, then Scareground smashed it out of the park. But when you break it down into its various zones and mazes, that's where you start to struggle. I couldn't tell you at what point we went through Toxic, the Carnival of Carnage or the Harvest, as they just didn't feel different enough from each other. Whitechapel Undead was a really well themed maze, but felt sparse when it came to actors and scares. The actors in the maze though looked the part and were probably the best looking actors there. The other 3 mazes, Die Glock, a war-torn Monsters Unleashed affair, was scary, plenty of loud noises and strobe. The sets on Krampus were top tier, and that Krampus character was the highlight of the event. The final maze, Asylum, did really have some great set pieces, but once again felt like it needed more actors. The use of darkness to build suspense only really works if it leads to something scary. When the scares came through, they worked really well. The chainsaw ending was a lot of fun, but it did seem to come out of nowhere. So, is this event worth £30? Well, I know I sound critical, but I have to admit it was really worth the price of admission. Although I couldn't tell a lot of it apart, it was all suspenseful, the sets were outstanding, the experience lasted around 40 nerve-shredding minutes, so you do really get value for money and plenty of scares for your pounds. Last couple of mentions, if it's your first time, make sure you visit the photo booth for a hilarious moment. And please, 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 whatever you do, make sure you bring a coat. I nearly didn't, and after a few experiences with some super soaking hose pipes, I'd have been written off if I hadn't.
So that draws our end to a fantastic night here at Yorkshire Scaregrounds. Yorkshire.
Very
See, it's family channel. Family channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And we'll actually soon.
You can't keep that in.
Of course I can. Of course I can.
I'm of the next show. Jack's Bar is a place to be. Astros, they're happy to serve you. Don't be rude, pussy. Be careful, she's stands and might bite you. The drinks are cheap as candy. Everyone loves a cocktail or two. Everyone loves pussy too.